Hey everybody, what's going on? Mark Harris, 1555 FanWorks. We out here getting some work done. Hopefully, I'm not gonna say hopefully, God willing, we should have everything up in terms of the studio by late 2022. This is going to be a place where it's going to be total relaxation, stress free, a place for talented cast and crew to come and enjoy life at a film studio that affords you to bring your family. It's going to be a home away from home experience. So that's what we're working on. It's going to be in the middle of the woods, whereas we're going to have cabins, going to have organic food. Everything's going to be to the T. So that's what we're working on. But that's not the reason I'm here. The reason I'm here is because I want to give a 10-point system of getting your film made. Now, this is a system that I use, and I don't always use this system for my films, but for most of the time, this is the system I use. Sometimes it's a matter of someone calling and say, okay, Mark, you have a project I would like to get made, but we make the project. But if I'm going out to get a project made, this is the system that I use. Okay. The first thing, point number one, is make sure that you have a screenplay, a script that's ready to go. And I'm going to make the assumption that when I say a script that's ready to go, that you took it through the proper process, meaning getting people who will give you critical feedback for your screenplay. So now it's at the stage where you're saying, okay, I feel comfortable with this. You're at the stage where you're saying, okay, my producers feel comfortable with this. If it's just you, there's something that you'll feel comfortable with. Make sure that this screenplay, again, and I'm going to assume that the screenplay is properly formatted. Do not write a screenplay in Word, all the Celtics and all that. Use the Final Draft program. The Final Draft program is the program, the professional program that is used across the board. That's the program that you use, the Final Draft program. I don't get paid for promoting the Final Draft program, but it makes your life much more easier by using this program. And there's a reason why. I'm not gonna get into all the reason why it's important to use the Final Draft program. Outside of, it's so professional and it makes your life easier and the talent life easier and everybody's life easier when it's in the Final Draft program. Number two, hire a line producer and an attorney. That's point number two. You hire a line producer and an attorney. Okay, why hire a line producer? So what a line producer is going to do is they're going to take that screenplay, or you can be a line producer yourself. Most of the films that I've made, whereas I'm going out to get investors for my films, I'm also the line producer, meaning I break down the screenplay, and I break down the screenplay to get a budget. So what you want to do is you want to hire somebody, a line producer. If you're going to line produce it yourself, you need a budget. Why am I saying an attorney? And this point number two, attorney is going to make sure that all of your contracts with your cast, crew, your investors, the networks, the streaming platforms, when you're doing pre-sales, all of that is intact. So you want an attorney to make sure that that's in place. So point number two, hire a line producer that's going to break down the screenplay for you, and that's going to get you a budget. And then once you get a budget, because you need the budget in order to know what you're going to offer your talent, your actors and so forth and so on, and your crew. You need that budget. So you need a number that you have to present to your investors. Okay. And again, point number two. Also, point number two is an attorney. An attorney gonna make sure all of your paperwork is in order and is professional. Point number three is, I call point number 3, 4, and 5, but I'm going to break them down. Point number 3 is, I call the point 3, 4, and 5. I call the LOIs, meaning the letter of intent. So point number 3 is, once you have a budget, once you know that, point number 2, you're going to have your budget, but point number 3 is, once you have a budget, you know how much you need in order to get this film made. So you're going to present your budget to an investor, right? And you're going to say, okay, you're going to tell your investor, if I can get this talent A, B, or C, which is talent that's able to get you, the investors, back their money back, would you be willing to invest in this film, knowing that you're going to get your money back? If I can get a streaming platform or a network or a production company to give me a pre-sale, meaning that they're going to buy the film which gives you a letter, which you're going to present to, would you be interested in getting this film? Now, a savvy investor, right, can see how they can make money, and it's easy to make money this way, will say yes. So what you're going to do is say, okay, can I get a letter of intent? You'll tell the investor, please give me a letter of intent with your letterhead on it, basically saying that if I can get the talent involved. Now you're talking about the talent, which is the actors involved. That's going to get them their money back. That you would invest in this film. And so what happens is that the investor will give you a letter of intent, basically saying, okay, if you can get these actors, I will put up the money. So what you do is, which leads us to point number 4, is you go to the actors, right, and you reach out to the agents, and you with that letter, you want to make an offer letter. Basically, you want to do an offer letter, and you want to do with that in that letter of intent, you want to send that out to the agents and whatever actors that you want in your projects. Now, what the agent will do is, the agent by law, they have to, if there's an official offer on the table, they have to present that offer to their talent. And sometimes the agent was like, if the offer is very low, they're not, of course, if the offer is very low, they're not going to present it. So you have to make the offer to be very reasonable to the talent. So if the agents hit you back and say, okay, yes, we're interested in this project, they're going to ask you to send over the screenplay. Once you send over the screenplay, what's going to happen is that they're going to read the screenplay. If they like the screenplay, they're going to send you over a letter of intent. So now you have point number 3, not point number 4. Now you have your letter of intents from the actors, right? Point number 5. So at the same time, what you do is, if you have that letter of intent from the actors, now what you do is you're approaching your networks, your streaming platforms, and your production companies, right? Or your distribution companies. So when you approach these streaming platforms and these networks, you have a letter of intent from your investor, basically saying that you can get them, they'll give you money if you get the actors. So you have a letter of intent from your actors, right? So you go to a streaming platform and you go to them and say, well, I have a letter, I can get this film made. I have the money to get this film made. Only thing I need from you is I have a letter of intent from these actors who are well known, and we know that's going to get you the audience that your company deserves, right? Let's do a pre-sale, meaning that the streaming platforms or the networks would say, based off certain qualifications, the actors, you getting these actors, the production value, the sound, that once the film is made, you deliver the film to them, and they will cut you a check up once the film is properly delivered. That's point number 5. Point number 5, I'm going to say it again. You want to present the networks or the streaming platforms or the distribution companies that's able to do pre-sales. You're going to present them with a letter of intent from the actors and your investors in order to do a pre-sale. Okay, number 6. Once you get all of your paperwork together and from your streaming platforms, from your actors, all of that paperwork together, what you're going to do now, point number 6, is you're ready to go. You're ready to make a move. You're ready to make your film. You're going to do a schedule. Now you can also, like I normally do my schedule afterwards, but you can always do your schedule in point number 1, because the actors may want to know, and most times they want to know when are you going to shoot, or when are your shooting days and stuff like that. So they want to have some idea before they agree. So you can either do your shooting schedule at point number 1 once the screenplay is done, or at point number 6. I like to do it at point number 6. And so when I do it at point number 6, what I do is I do a shooting schedule. And once I do a shooting schedule, then what I do, I start to have my attorney to send out contracts to the cast and crew, because I know the days I'm going to shoot, I know the times I'm going to use them, I know all that, so forth and so on. So once everything is locked down, so I send all of my contracts out to my cast and my crew, and I lock in my cast, my crew, my shooting schedule, and I go into full pre-production, meaning that I'm renting out equipment, catering, so forth and so on. You put in everything together in order to go into principal photography, which is point number 7. You're going into principal photography. That means that you're actually starting to shoot and make your film. Okay, once you wrap your film, once the film is done shooting, right, then you go into post-production. Post-production, you're going to have your sound team, your sound mix team, your editor, your colorist, your composer. Now you're in there, you're putting all the elements together to make your film, right? That's point number 8. Point number 8 is you in post-production, and you're putting everything together to make sure that you have your film for your film, so you can deliver your film to your clients. Once the film is out of the can, right? Once you're done with it, it's completely done, and you're ready to send it out to your client, which is point number 9, right? You have to do deliverables. Deliverables is all of your contracts, your E&O insurance, and make sure when you do your E&O insurance, you put that in the budget, because the producers are responsible for their E&O insurance. And E&O insurance is about $45,000 to $5,000. Make sure that you also put that in the budget. You also want to have a chain of title. And make sure you have the chain of title, your E&O insurance, your contracts, your music cue sheet. You want to have all of those things in your deliverables when you have to deliver it to your streaming platform. And then once you have all of that, then you're going to deliver everything. You're going to deliver the film. You'll deliver all your deliverables to your client. Now, keep this in mind. Don't be shady. Do not be shady. Why am I saying do not be shady? I'm saying if you have an agreement with company A, and your film is ready, and you have pre-sales with company A, make sure you a man or woman of your word, and you deliver that film to that company, right? Don't get greedy, don't get shady, and try to send that film out to different companies thinking that you're going to get a better deal. If you do your deal with this company, and this company got everything in writing, that's who you do your deal with. That's who you stick with. That's the person that believed in you. You do not want to get into this position whereas you ruin your reputation, you ruin your integrity over money or over power, or over celebrity. Make sure that you do as you're told what is contracted. So that's the 10-point system that I use. Also, some people can add to this. Some people can take away from this, but it's what I use. Thank you. Take care. Enjoy your holiday. And I wish everybody a safe, stay safe, and thank you and take care.